All right, all right, all right. And I think we're live. Hey, everyone. Okay. I was supposed to have a co host over here who had technical snafus, so he's not joined us yet. But hey, the show must go on. Let's just keep riffing it and see what kind of happens. If I'm looking over here on the other side, it's because I've got another monitor and I'm just trying to check that everything's working as it's supposed to. And it says we are starting soon. With LinkedIn Live, it's always an issue. Oh, yeah, we're live on LinkedIn. Perfect. Let me see if it works. I'm going to put a test comment out there. And it came up over here. Beautiful. Super. So we're actually live. We're actually on LinkedIn. Some of you so this is me, a quick intro. I'm Lux Narayan, co-founder and CEO here at Streamer Live. And we have a weekly series of different events. And last week we didn't have anything. So I kind of plugged myself in. Shouldn't have done that because I came down with a nasty cold, which I still have, as you can probably gather from my voice. Didn't want to cancel a second time. So here we are. And it's a good opportunity for us really to test Streamer Live, see what happens, play around with it, and work on things and just get a sense of it. So if anyone's in the chat, just say a quick hello on the LinkedIn Live chat. And if you're there, we should be able to see your comments come in. So if you're there in the LinkedIn Live chat, be sure to type a quick hello in the chat so I know that you're there, right? And as you do that, I'm going to try and figure out how to get some of my screens in here. So I'm going to start getting in my Streamer Live screen. Let's see where that is. There we are. Let's see if I can get a better thing over here. Okay, that looks a little better. Can I make that look even better? Nah, so that's fine. Let's actually go here. All right, and just hey, we got Manish, we got Peter. Awesome. We're just going to riff things over here, guys. So thank you for joining me in riffing things. So I'm going to actually check. I'm not even going to type the question. I'm getting pretty lazy on that. So just type where you're joining from, please. Manish, Peter, anybody else? And Manish, Peter, just so we get more responses, feel free to type more locations. You can pretend to be somewhere that you'd rather prefer being. There's Duncan. Have you got your mic working, Duncan?
Yeah. Does it? Can you hear me now?
Whoa! I can hear you.
Okay.
What was that about?
I don't know. There was some app running in the background, so I had to close it since it was using up the mic. I don't know how that happened. I have to check that out right after this. Either way, hi guys. I hope Lux has been taking care of you the past 3 minutes. Taking care of you well.
With my cold, I don't think people can understand a single word of what I'm saying. So I'm glad you're here to translate.
Okay.
Google Translate from English to English, so to speak, right? And in the meantime, I'm playing around with the map over here. I just love this globe
Oh,
one,
yeah.
So what's that? We
I,
got someone in Mumbai,
I was about to
someone
say
in
we've pulled up the new
South
globe.
Africa. I pulled up the new globe. Indeed, I did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's actually change the look. I've not tried the pencil thing. Have you tried that before?
No, neither have I. Very retro.
Looks pretty cool, right? Actually.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty funky. I think is the word would be.
Going closer here. I think we still have some work to do on the mouse over for the weather and time and
Yeah.
everything. And, I'm trying to get the weather and time over here, but it's
Have you clicked
taking.
on it? Did it work?
I have. I love this one, by the way, the comic one.
Yeah. Very Marvel comic books vibes.
Absolutely. Yes. So we got
Yeah.
Manish in Dharamshala, in Mumbai, and in Sri Lanka. Someone in Cape Town. We got people in various places. Super. Awesome.
Lovely.
It's a lovely map this way, right? It almost has a 3D feel to it, actually.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think so. Even the words are much more like you can read them
Clearer,
much
right?
more. Yeah, much more
Yeah, I think
clear.
this is my new favorite.
Yeah. I mean, the
I don't know.
outlines help a lot as well.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
I mean, the default one looks more like a geography lesson, like you're cramming for a test or something like that. So
Brings nostalgia, not the good
brings
type.
nostalgia. Oh
Not the good kind.
yeah. Not your favorite subject?
No, I was suffering trying to remember all the countries and all the states, and then you get questioned. Oh, nightmares. Yeah.
Peter Claridge in London. Let me hover over that for some time and see the map actually. Or did I change some settings here? Let's see the settings. Maybe there's some settings thing here I need to change. Show comments overlay. Yeah, we said that. Show the view. Yeah, maybe it's just a bit sticky today right now.
Yeah.
But super. All right. Okay, so what are we doing today?
Well, I think so. You're the man to explain that. Lux.
Good question. And my excuse is my cold. And actually, I had a very. I just decided I'm going to riff things over here because very often we talk about preparing for presentations. So I wanted to try an experiment, saying, what if you don't prepare and you just want to come up with stuff, and you have a couple of slides you might or might not use. In this case, I'm not actually using them, and I'm going to come up with random interactions on the things. Let me actually ask an open-ended question over here, and this is a question for you as well, Duncan, right?
Okay.
So I'm just curious about what people have used AI for. What AI have you used and for what? Okay, so that's a question. So for example, I've used ChatGPT to come up with marketing headlines, or I've used Perplexity to research a certain market, right? Those
Yeah.
are answers, right? So Duncan, feel free to.
Yeah. I'll comment as well. Give me a
Oh,
second.
Duncan, you need to do improv. Yes, I think that's a good idea.
I need to do improv.
Yes.
Maybe I'm here to learn from Lux. Yeah. Thank you, Manish.
By the way, Manish also teaches improv among besides systems thinking. And I don't know if you know, next week Manish is actually doing a workshop with us on systems thinking, which I'm really, really looking forward to it because I've been told he'll be talking about important topics like how to get his son to cut his hair,
Oh.
his own hair, that is,
Mm-hmm.
and things like that, and how to apply systems thinking for stuff like that. But Manish, I mean, I know you've been playing around with AI, so let us know in the chat what have you been using AI for and what kind of things. So
I
ChatGPT for
mean,
testing my question paper. Oh wow.
mhm.
Okay, that's interesting.
Oh, I
So
had this
Manish is also a
conversation.
visiting faculty. Yeah, you did? Yeah?
Yeah, I did have a conversation with him about ChatGPT as well
What's
when
it
we were
about?
talking about
Tell
it.
us about.
I mean, nothing much. It's just more so about how, a lot of people have been using AI, especially students nowadays, when it comes to not only, I mean, look at Madi, she's using it for testing question papers, which is much better than students, using it to write their answer sheets. So,
To come up with ideas for snakes and ladders scenarios. Okay, that's interesting. And I actually know what Peter is talking about over there in terms of the snakes and ladders scenarios, where if you remember that old game, the snakes are punishments and the ladders are promotions, and you want to come up with interesting ideas for punishments and promotions. And ChatGPT is fantastic for that. I was using Perplexity actually to research market opportunity for different market segments and which one is bigger and which one is smaller. Something that would have taken ages to do earlier is a lot faster now thanks to using something like ChatGPT. Oh, and that's you. You use Lovable AI to create an app.
yeah,
What's that about?
pretty cool. So practically you just use prompts and it helps you create, it does the coding itself for you. So you can create a web page or an app, a pretty complex app as well. As long as you have the proper prompts, you're pretty good to go. I mean, in
Wow.
short, that's what it does. Yeah.
And how long did it take you to get comfortable with that?
Nothing. Not. It's not. It's pretty comfortable because if anybody has used ChatGPT or any other AI tools, it's practically like having a conversation and see tangible results on the site. So anybody can use it. Pretty quick to learn.
Cool. Oh, Peter used ChatGPT to turn a photo of himself into a pencil drawing. That's a pretty cool thing, right? I mean, you want
Yeah.
to get you want consistent images for a website, and you got to convert everybody's. It's probably a good thing to know. And
And
ah,
I think I
Manish,
saw that exact image on the
huh?
newsletter. I think so. Peter used that same exact pencil drawing in the recent newsletter
Okay,
he sent out.
now we know where he got it from. Yeah.
Nah.
Okay, and Manish wants to, he knows whether and what answers the students get if they use ChatGPT, which is interesting. Research papers, drafting case laws. Jellerina says that's what she uses it for. Hmm. Interesting use cases, right?
Yeah. Seems our lawyers are becoming very high tech nowadays, yeah?
Oh, yeah, correct.
Potential
Never,
future lawyer.
never trust the lawyers, yes. Say. Just joking, just joking. But you know what's a common thing to each and every one of these?
What is it?
I mean, it just struck me. Almost all of AI that we use today is used for two things. It's either for speaking. By speaking, I mean, creating, speaking, whatever. It's from
Okay.
you to
Yeah.
somebody else, right?
Yeah.
Or it's for thinking. It's for analyzing, like whether it's to research a market or understand something. Or I mean, look at what Lacantina was saying, using Gamma to create a technical training presentation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or drafting case laws, which is creation, right? So a lot of almost all the examples I've heard so far have all been about AI helping with creating a document, creating a picture,
Mm-hmm.
creating a PowerPoint deck, creating an app, right? Interpreting a document, interpreting a market, interpreting a whole bunch of web pages, interpreting a bunch of complicated PDFs, right?
Yeah.
And that's where I think there's an interesting opportunity in terms of what we do here at Stream Alive, which is using AI to help people get better at listening. Right. So to stretch the metaphor, you got speaking, you got thinking. What you're missing is the listening part of it. You
Yeah.
can't. I'm pointing to my ear and trying to go to it through my headphones, but you get the idea,
Yeah.
right?
Interesting.
And
Interesting.
I mean, Duncan, I think you know this, but there was a conversation once that Tina had with one of our users, and she said, "Hey, I know how to use Stream Alive, but I'm struggling to come up with interesting questions to ask my
Yeah.
audience
Mm-hmm.
because I'm a horse trainer and I want to come up with interesting questions around horse training, right? And people need questions around that. So what I thought we'd do today is I was actually motivated by a line of copy that our colleague Peter had written in marketing saying 94% of the time our AI works well. And will your example be one of that 6% where it doesn't work, right? So here's what we're trying to do, folks. Okay, I'm going to share my screen over here, and let me try and shift screens and see how that works.
Lux, it's nice to be on the other end of not shifting screens.
You're welcome. Are you able to see my thing here?
Yeah, we can. We can see it clearly.
Okay, so folks, first thing here, all these names you see here are demos that I have personally. This is my Streamer Live account, right? So these are presentations that I have done in the not so distant past. And let me just read out the titles because they're probably too small for you to read by yourselves. But IPL cricket, teaching golf, super quick Streamer Live intro, storytelling, KYC customer screening, Beyonce and her Cowboy Carter tour, fintech applications and live scenarios, how to make the best chicken palm, introduction to pickleball, agentic AI use cases. It's literally all over the place, right?
Huge spectrum.
It's a huge spectrum. And the reason there's a huge spectrum is each time I demo Stream Alive, I ask someone saying, hey, give me a topic, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to try and do that. So for that, what I'm going to do here is actually move back to where were we? We had a Stream Alive tab here. Yes, let's go back here. And let me share this tab instead. I'm going to ask people for topics.
Okay.
What is a live session you might run and for whom?
What is a live session you might run and for whom?
I should have probably given a little more detail on that. So what might you teach? For example, I might teach origami and paper folding to middle school kids, right? And by the way, it doesn't have to be something that you legitimately want to do. We're trying to break the AI and see if we can destroy it in terms of its ability to come up with interesting and relevant questions. So we're just going to riff maybe one or two ideas over here today. We'll keep it a short stream and see what comes up. Sounds good?
Yeah, lovely. I think that's a great idea. Give me a second while I think about what topic I would like to have a live session on.
By the way, I thought this was a very interesting point from Manish. She says there's a second reason why you should do improv, because listening, improv is all about yes anding your partners, and it's about
Ah,
listening more than speaking. So deep, very
deep,
meta.
deep line.
Okay, folks, we're looking for ideas for live sessions. And again, they don't have to be actual legit live sessions that you might do. We're trying to break the AI and see if we can come up with, or it can not come up with interesting questions for a live session that we come up with a topic and an audience, right? So, what are we doing and who are we doing with? How to decide the location of Mumbai IMC get together. Okay, that's a complicated one. Let's actually try that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. International cuisine for foodies. Okay.
Sorry, I'm just hungry. Yeah, ignore me.
Yeah. Keep coming. Let's get a couple of them going. And how to decide location for Mumbai IMC get together. I'm just going to keep those answers coming as I just go through some of the other ones here.
It seems Manish is reminiscing of the good old times. I
Certainly
assume
looks like it.
that.
How to decide location of the. I have no clue how we'll make that an entire live session, but I'm curious as well. So let's say we want to create
Yeah,
with AI. So all right. Deciding the location
of Mumbai.
for a get together in Mumbai of IMC alumni. So there's a
Alumni.
lot of assumptions over here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make the assumption here that the audience is IMC alumni.
Peter
And
Peter put a very interesting topic here. Something that's really thought
oh,
provoking. Look at this. Whether
whether
ants
Android.
stream of electric sheep.
Okay, Manish is complicating it for us. He's got BKC and Lower Parel, which for those who don't know are locations within Mumbai or Bombay.
Okay.
And as is normal with a bunch of MBAs, they cannot decide on one location. Okay, that's
I
good.
see. I see. I see. I see.
How many MBAs will it take to decide on a location for a thing? Okay, so here's what it's doing. Okay,
Yeah.
it's coming up with a bunch of questions over here. Right, like it's saying you
Yeah.
should use magic maps to ask people which city would you love to visit for a reunion outside of Mumbai. I think that's a brilliant way of solving the problem. Don't have it in Mumbai, have it outside Mumbai. In one word, what is the most important factor for choosing a location? In a sentence or two, what unique aspects of a location would make it ideal for our IMC alumni get together? What area do you prefer for the meetup? Oh, wow. These are actual Mumbai locations: South Mumbai, Bandra, Juhu,
Bandra.
Powai, Andheri, Navi Mumbai, and Thane. What unique or memorable experience do you hope to have? Where should it be held? What emoji reflects your excitement? How would you rate the proposed location? What are key factors? Accessibility is the most important. This is like a multiple choice question. We choose a winner. This is really a way for us to showcase all Stream Alive interactions, and I'm going to select all of these.
Yeah.
Add these slides. These are slides, but there's a slight difference from normal slides. They're not listening slides. They are, they're not talking slides. They're more of listening slides, right? What I mean
Yeah.
by that is I think I got a slide over here that explains exactly what I mean. Let me try and pull that up here. We want to move presentations from talk to listen talk, more like a conversation, right? Like a
Yeah.
two-way conversation. So that's the whole idea. So coming back over here, um, let's look at this. And okay, so we've got all of these. I'm going to change the theme. I could make it
Okay.
look like pepperoni pizza or desert brown Is it too
Yeah, for
late for a Christmas
Christmas.
theme? Yeah, let's do a
Nah,
Christmas
nah,
theme. Yeah,
you're never too late for Christmas.
never too late for Christmas, right?
Never too late.
And at this point, I could actually connect this to Zoom, assuming that's why I'm meeting all my classmates to decide this venue and run it on Zoom. But over here, we're not actually doing it. So what we're going to do right now is literally preview it, and this is where it gets fun. The
Oh,
AI actually comes up with answers, right? For those who are not
yeah.
familiar, and simulates what a live session would look like. So it's actually coming up with responses over here that people would type.
Lux is the first time I'm seeing the new preview, and it's
You are,
pretty
yeah.
cool. I like how it looks exactly like how it looked like in an actual session. Love it. Big upgrade.
Yeah, I think it's a big upgrade too. Yeah, let
Yeah.
me. For some reason, I doesn't like the Christmas theme too much. Didn't let me navigate through the presentation over here. And right now, it's not giving us the AI responses
Hmm.
as well for this over here. I think Murphy's Law is best, right?
How about just resetting? Maybe that could do something. Does the reset interaction button work here?
Over here,
Yeah.
let's reset and see. Good question. Good point. No, it doesn't.
Hmm.
But it does
Testing
simulate what
live.
the testing live exactly. I think we did a new push over here today, right?
Yeah, we did. We did.
Yeah. But I think this gives you a good flavor of what the questions would look like. Let's try and put this off and put it on again.
Yeah.
You think the
Maybe
AI
we
is on a
just
holiday?
possibly maybe just refresh it to wake it up. Maybe refresh the entire page. Maybe that does something.
Refresh the entire page. Okay.
Yeah.
See what happens there. If everything doesn't, nothing works, do Control Alt Delete. Yeah. Nah, the AI is just not in the mood today.
Well, even AI needs
Yeah,
some off days.
it does. Yes.
Okay, either way, but we're showing how it looks like. So I think
Yeah,
so
we got the
this pretty
questions
much
over
sums it
here,
up. Yeah.
and I think we can see the preview over here itself. But I'm actually curious to try the other one as well. What is the other response we got? We
Peter's
got
one?
Android's dream of
Yeah.
electric sheep. Let's see what comes up for that as well.
Okay.
It's an interesting book, by the way. Have you read it?
No, it's a book. I thought
Yeah,
it was just an actual random topic. Okay.
I think it is a book. I'm actually going to wait a second. Yeah, here it is. Retrospectively titled Blade Runner.
Isn't Blade Runner a movie? Unless
Yeah, so there is some connection with Blade Runner. I don't know. Is it the original story for Blade Runner or
I don't know. This is the first time I'm hearing about this. Well, here we are
Blade Runner?
learning. It is a pretty old film as well, right?
Oh
1982.
yeah, look at that. Blade Runner is based on Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep?
Oh, okay.
We
Pretty
learned
weird.
something today.
It's so different. It's so like the disparity of I mean the I'm sorry, the difference in the titles, right? Blade Runner and Do Androids, Dream of
Strange.
Electric Sheep are two separate titles. Yeah, I would never guess any relation between them.
Now you know.
Yeah, now I know.
And it's pretty cool. Look at that. Actually, I'm just going to select all of these and add it here. Which city or country would you like to visit in the future? So it's giving you a future theme over here. In one word, how would you describe the theme of the book? So it knows it's a book. We didn't have to specify that it's a book.
Yeah.
In a sentence or two, how do you interpret the significance of empathy in the normal? Oh, God, it's actually got the context of the book too. What themes resonate with you? Identity, reality, empathy, technology, humanity, isolation, and freedom. How do you interpret the theme and its impact on the characters? Oh gosh, I would have loved to show the preview on this with the actual AI. That would have been pretty fascinating. But guys, you'll have to join us for next week when I'm working better without a cold and our AI is working better as well. choice circle, the emojis, rating polls. What is the central theme? It's not time travel, it's not genetic engineering, it's humanity versus artificiality. And gosh, what a right time to talk about that. Okay, we have to do this again. Peter, you have to come back next week when we actually uh, do Android's dream of electric sheep with it actually working, right?
Oh, it has a
Awesome.
preview. It has a preview of the new
Sorry?
visuals for the top commenters as well, right? I mean, I
Yeah,
didn't know the
that's
preview
oh
had the
yeah.
new. Yeah.
Oh yeah, even I didn't know that. That's I mean
Yeah.
that's a nice thing you discover something
Yeah.
new. I think it's got a much better visualization both for the top commenters as well as the polls.
Yeah.
Even the polls, we've got the the full width kind of polls, and it looks a lot better and nicer now, right?
Yeah.
And also shows people's names as they come in and everything. There's a lot of more playfulness that has come in, and especially if integrated with using it with some fun themes, it becomes even better, right?
Totally agree.
Awesome. Let's get back to work in terms of reporting these things that we saw. And we haven't broken the AI yet today because the AI didn't refuse to see if it can be broken, but we will try that next week as well. But I think we should make this a recurring theme. What do you think? Getting audience suggestions, using it to try and see what comes up and see if we can break the AI, and actually give a prize if someone comes up with something which totally breaks the AI and they says, I give up, I resign, I cannot do anything.
I think so. I think so. That's a good plan. I mean,
Yeah,
especially now since we're planning to do a book as well. I think so. That'll be a great giveaway as a prize.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, we totally should do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Super. I promised folks that we'd keep this to half an hour. We are a minute away from half an hour. This was awesome. And I'm glad that we streamed. I was tempted to cancel this candidly with the cold and everything, but as a lot of people said, the show must go on. So, also, I've been very tempted to show off my new setup with better lights and the purple glow. Do you see that in the back? Thanks to Neil and Martin doing my makeover over here. So I'm a lot more comfortable with the way this room looks now. Yeah? Does it
Yeah.
look better?
Yeah, I can see tiny improvements since the previous event because I remember you put the lighting actually that purple lighting on a bunch of newspaper, and now it has
I
like
cleaned up.
yeah,
I cleaned up.
exactly. It looks much better, looks much more cleaner. I love the camera
Yeah.
there as well. Lovely.
Absolutely. The camera's only purpose is to hide the light behind it. So
Yeah,
there it is.
yeah. But it's a nice addition. It's a nice addition though. I
It
think so. It
makes a
fits
huge difference.
perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
this gives depth to the room and everything. And I'm
yeah,
glad
yeah.
this came from our last session, which we did last week, where Neil and Martin literally did a makeover of my space over here. So I was tempted to try it out. Thank you for joining me, Duncan. This was a good session, except for the AI not giving us the responses, which we shall check. Yeah.
Very sad, but it's okay. We'll do another. No problem.
The Android is dreaming of electric sheep, I guess.
Possibly. No wonder.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Take care.